Welcome back to March Mammal Madness episode 5 for you. Today we have the Elite 8 lined up, fired up, and ready to go. So before we get into that, make sure you like what you see here. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment, share if you want to. But let's see what the combatants got going on. We start today off with the Gelada, and now he's gonna come in and be fierce at this game. He's gonna want to be as ready, as agile as he can, because he can really use that against the Sun Bear, being a bigger matchup. You just wanna fly around, be not easy to grab, and it's gonna be an overall nuisance for the Sun Bear to deal with here. And talking to him, you know that's what he's gonna want to come in here and do. Now the Sun Bear, he's gonna want to try to use that bigger frame, that size, that power he has being a bear. He may be the world's smallest brand of bear, but he's bigger than a Gelada still. That climbing ability, his overall versatility. He's going to want to try to use that to his advantage here, giving up no areas or weakness for the Gelada to attack, and that's going to be his game plan going into this one. How it really went down, as the two were throwing down, they ended up being in a running matchup that left the Sun Bear falling to its death. Gelada.
They trying to be crack. She wanted me cut it. That bitch is a baby. I'm a fucking house.
The Adex faces off against the Puma today, and what the Adex wants to do, it wants to play at his own pace in this matchup. The Puma is not someone you want to see when they're in their comfort zone, when they're controlling the pace of the match, so that's the Adex's main point for this game tonight. The Puma, on the other hand, is going to want to control that tempo. Look at this regular season footage we have of it just finding its prey, lurking. It's been stalking all season, and then just going to come in here, sneak around this corner. It's going to ambush. It's going to want to come in fierce. It's going to want to be fast. It's going to want to put pressure on the Adex. That's going to be its main point of battle for today. We met up with the Puma for a few words before the fight. Oh, hell no. So how this actually went down, everyone was assuming the Adex was going to be lunch, but the Puma ate last round, so he didn't have to eat this round. But that does not mean that the Adex chose its life over a fight. The Puma moves on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the game of the night. A Comp 1 seed versus a Comp 2 seed as the Polar Bear faces off against the Narwhal. Polar Bear, when he uses its size, its frame, its versatility, he's going to want to use that all bracket. He's been using that all bracket. Look how he's been doing during the regular season, grabbing everything and just taking what's his. Now the Narwhal, you know, you're going to have that big, not a horn, it's actually a tooth. But he's going to want to use that to its advantage, but not too much, as it's a very sensitive thing on its body. You see, normally it's going to attack with his buddies, but he's all alone here. He's been crafty all bracket. This is going to be one for the ages. This is going to be a classic, I can already tell. As the two faced off, the Polar Bear was already looking for his next meal, as it just had finished a whale. It stumbles across the Narwhal. They get into a scuffle. March Mammal magic. The Narwhal ends up beached and ate by the Polar Bear. Polar Bear moves on, ladies and gentlemen. To no one's surprise, there's not footage of a tree, but we have the guard here, and he's lined up. He's ready to go. What he want to come in here and do, he wants to use his teeth. He wants to use his mobility advantage, get in that water, and find a good place to strike against this duo. As the two fought, the tree ended up falling and hitting the Gator Guard on the head, leading the Gator Guard to be swooped up by a bird. The Gator Guard is dead, and the two duos move on. Yep, they're still here, folks. And there you have it. The fungus in the tree, the Puma, the Gelada, and the Polar Bear are in your final four. But before we get to the predictions, please have a look at episode 6 and 7's trailer. How beautiful. If you don't know, episode 6 and 7 are handled very differently. You can look at last year's for reference to what's really going to go on, but just know you're done looking at still images. You're done looking at me just talking. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle. And as we leave March Mammal Madness technical canon, with me reporting what actually happens during the fights and me making up my own things with the same result, obviously. Same thing's going to end, but we're going to take very different ways of getting there. But as we step away from that, I just want to say this has probably been my favorite year regarding following along. It's been crazy. Like this year's been crazy. But besides that, we got predictions to get to. So as the fungus takes on the polar bear, give me the polar bear. I'm yet to bet on the tree. I'm not going to start now. My champion is at the end of that bracket run for him. And Gelada takes on the puma. Give me the puma. It's going to want to get fierce, but it's not gonna have a good time doing it against the puma. But with that, that's everything. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in April.